tire for this country. Egusi now, 1 liter is 1,004.
Jesus, my brain one blow.
So that's the problem we are facing here. Increase in the prices.
God is not coming to help you. You are going to help yourself.
Who are you?
Mr. Man, hold on, please.
No. We are talking from the spiritual aspect of things. Not
there is nothing spiritual about what Nigeria is going through right now. But they want you to think it's spiritual, because when you think it's spiritual, you run to them for solutions.
Run to who for solution, please?
People like you. Charlatans like you. I don't even care who you are.
I am just telling you that our problems is spiritual.
There is need. You are a representation of that problem right now.
How am I a representation of that problem?
Because you are willingly, someone like you are educated and you know better, but you willingly and knowingly misrepresent the facts. What does believing God have to do with building a nation, for God's sake?
It is God that built a house.
Now, the problem with people like this is that they want to keep Nigerians uninformed. They want to keep Nigerians in a hole so that you will not be able to question what the government is doing right now. Now, I go out on the streets, I do interviews, I hear common man speak, and by the time they end their discussions, they say, God will one day come out and help us.
Yes, without God, you are not.
All right, hold on. I have a questions for you to ponder on, and for you, Nigerians started to ponder on. Where was God when the Europeans came here to Africa and took our forefathers away? The biggest crime in the human history was the slave trade.
And who is
an enterprise that went on for about 300-400 years. Where was God when slave trade was going on? Where was God in South Africa during the apartheid regime? Where was God when
man-made
please don't interrupt me, please. Where was God? Yes, which means and our economic problems too are man-made. So why are you bringing God into it? Why are you bringing God into it? Was it God that ended slave trade? Was it God that entered apartheid in South Africa? Was it God that entered World War I and World War II?
Why are you saying this? No. Why are you saying this?
Please. I am sure you know better.
In every precept of life, we need God to intervene. And that is the reason why we have the responsibility to pray on behalf of this nation. Because without prayer, nothing works.
You'll be mumu.
Yes.
While we are busy praying as Nigerians, let me even give it to you that we should be praying. How does that substitute for good governance from our leaders?
That's why I said we need to pray for our leaders, for God's direction.
All right. When they came to seek our vote in the election, was it on the promise that when they get there, they become...
It is your constitutional right to vote.
And I have a right not to vote as well.
There's a place to vote and there's a place for prayers.
What type of plane is this?
So you shouldn't tell me we need to pray. We need prayers. Because where we are like sitting on a time bomb, and it is not how well, or it is not the knowledge you as a person or as a leader have to solve this situation. We have been trying a lot of things, different ways to solve the economic situation, the problem, the crisis, terrorism in the country. We can say that no, it's not working, and that is the reason why we need to draw closer to God to give us that help we need, and our help comes from above.
Okay, and the fact that we have run out of solutions and ideas on how to repair Nigeria is also a fact to the test, or a fact to show that Nigeria is a failed country.
The former governor of Edo State, I don't know if you've heard about it. Yes, the former governor of Edo, who is also the current a senator
from the same state. Yeah,
from the same state. He said something recently that the current hardship that the country, the Nigerians are going through, it's not as bad as what it's saying.
How many times would they tell you?
Actually making any sense? You think so?
Of course. Yes, of course. See, our leaders are trying.
Jesus, my brain one blow.
With one Malam Gandoki, and I was really disappointed with what Mr. Oji said. Now, Nigeria, we have been facing a lot of issues right from time immemorial, and like I said, it is not a one-man thing to organize.
Sorry, let me rephrase my question concerning what this man said. I mean, the former governor of Edo State. Yes, he said the current hardship the Nigerians are going through is not as bad as we all seem it is.
Sorry,
it's
yo,
not
sorry,
as
yo.
bad. Let me tell you.
Nigerians
Why?
are complaining
madam.
now.
I am sorry.
Nigerians are crying.
Can I make a
Nigerians are dying.
Can I make a correction, ma?
Okay,
now,
go ahead.
We shouldn't just blame the government for every negative situation we are facing. We should ask ourselves, please, I want to ask you, ma.
Okay.
The tomato or the okra or the onion or the pepper you grow in your backyard, is it bought in dollars?
No.
The answer is no. But why, at the end of the day, you take your commodity to the market, something you grow in your backyard, and you sell it on the same dollar rate? Why? We too, as citizens, are also problems of Nigeria.
Will you keep quiet?
Okay, I think that one concerning that, okay, you're right. But at the same time, something you grow at your backyard,
yes,
and you sell because there is increase in the dollar rate, right? Okay, that money, if you take it to the market, you're actually buying the current price.
Why should we equate? See, please.
Hold on. If you take your money right now to the market,
yes.
If you take your money to the market,
yes,
everything is being charged based on dollar now.
Did you plant your crops in dollar? That is
No.
what I am saying. So we too are the problems of the country, not the leaders. I will never accept people coming on air to say the government is doing this, the government is doing that. I said, as a man of God, I said, we need to pray for Ali. They are
You
trying.
don't have to bring religion into this.
I am not bringing religion into this, but I am telling you as a spiritual
Because
man.
we just said as a man of God.
I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking as a spiritual man.
Okay.
That
Will you
if
keep
you are the
quiet?
problem, if I am the problem, if the government is a problem, then we need spiritual help, and the help
It's
comes
not
from
just
God.
about spiritual help. My
Then what
brother.
do we need?
It's not just
Then
about.
how do you solve?
Okay, sorry. Let me ask from my brother here. What do you think about what that Senator
Oshomole.
Oshomole?
Yes.
What do you think about what he
Coincidentally, I watched that interview as well.
said? Okay.
And words cannot begin to describe the arrogance and the contempt from his body language. This man, in fact, his body language showed that he was so insensitive. And he wasn't just speaking for himself, he was speaking for the entire government, because the anchor asked him a question that can he just admit that the Nigerians right now are really facing huge problems? This man could not look into the camera and give us an honest answer, which is yes. At least for once in your life, show empathy, show sympathy.
Who is not showing
Now,
empathy?
this is the problem I have with these so-called men of God. These people apply real life management principles to run their churches and to run their. In fact, I don't want to use words that are not complimentary on television. But these men come on air. Yes, I am saying it with every boldness and with every authority that you people,
and there is a place for physical. Please,
your spirituality ends in your church, for God's sake. When it comes to nation building, now Nigeria is a multifaceted and multi-religious country. If you're a Christian, that is for your own faith and for people that believe in your religion. There are Muslims. In fact, Nigeria is supposed to be a secular country, for God's sake. Do you even know what secularism means?
and we are talking about the situation of the nation.
Yes, you are the one that brought
We're talking
spirituality to
about
it.
secularism.
Now, secularism, Nigeria is supposed to be a secular country. What is secularism, please? Secularism is based on three principles. Firstly, that there will be separation of religious institutions from state institutions. Two, that no religious institutions will dominate state affairs. And three, that there will be freedom of speech, freedom of thought, and freedom of religion, and that the state shall not discriminate on anybody on the grounds of their religion or non-religious worldview. Nigeria right now, as a country, has violated every principle that has to do with secularism. Yet you claim you are secular. Hold on, sir. Even down to our schools, our public schools, you go there on on the assembly ground and you hear them singing Christian songs, for God's sake, which is even wrong.
What is wrong about
Which
that?
is wrong.
What is
Because
wrong about that?
there should be a separation of state from religion.
And I must correct you.
But
you
we
are
don't
wrong.
do that.
You are wrong.
We
with
live in a
that.
country where the
But
government.
we have Islamic schools also where they sing Islamic songs as anthems too. No, you shouldn't say that.
No,
you shouldn't
not
generalize
in public schools. Yes, I was about to get to that point. Now we have a situation where the government sponsors pilgrimages to Jerusalem and
And what
Mecca.
is wrong with
Which
that?
is wrong.
Other countries, they do it.
Are we a theocratic state?
It doesn't matter.
Mr. Man, don't come here and confuse Nigerians. If we are a secular country, like we claim to be, we should not be meddling on flimsy issues like this. But the main two religions are very comfortable with the situation because they're the beneficiaries of the skilled landscape. Now, they will come on there and tell you anytime there's a problem, the only time you hear Khan or the Islamic people come out is when they feel one side is getting more than the other side. But the fact is this: Nigeria is supposed to be a secular country. There should be no meddling between the state and religion.
So
there should be no talk of
to
spirituality when it comes to
it
nation
is
building.
religion that is causing the hardship of the country. I want us to hit this on the
Yes,
head.
the problem of Nigeria right now is purely physical and it's purely mismanagement
Because you are
by
speaking from a carnal mind.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is only a carnal man that will speak this way. It is only a carnal man that will speak this way.
He's not being carnal.
Yes, he is, because see, the Bible says that we should pray without ceasing. And when you face crisis, situations like this, what as a Christian, I'm speaking from the Christian angle.
Are we all Christians in Nigeria?
What did you say?
This is the problem with people like this. Are we all Christians in Nigeria?
I am not saying, like I said, Nigeria is made up of Christians and Muslims and other religions.
That's all.
I'm coming, sir. Now, like I said, the spiritual controls the physical, and if you don't get it, then you forget about it. Yes, yes, and that is our problem. We need to run to God. We need to seek His face for the good of this nation.
I asked you a question the other time. Please, I'd like another question.
If you have the opportunity to rule this country for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the next 20 years, you can do nothing compared to those that are sitting up there. They're doing.
Now, I asked the question the other time.
Let's stop condemning. Okay. Let's stop criticizing. Fine, we can criticize, but not in this way where you point accusing fingers on people that are trying to put this country together.